Dude, let's go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to sort of Untamed Outdoorsmen. And today we are back on the build series. This is part 5 of the native Watercraft Titan X 12.5 build series. And today we are going to be installing the Garmin EchoMap UHD 93SV. So this is not going to be an unboxing because we have already installed this fish finder before. This exact same one, we installed it on the Ascend 133X. We gutted it off the Ascend and we're going to be installing it onto the Titan X. So I think this is probably going to be one of the easier ones we're going to be doing because we already did the hard part. I'll leave a link to the video of the unboxing in the description if you want to look at it. But we got a couple of different things here. So I might be missing one or two things. It's kind of a jumbled mess right now. But we have the head unit. This is the detachable base that the screen goes onto. You got all the wiring behind it too. We also have the Yak Attack mount on there. Obviously we got all of our wiring here. And then we have our transducer. I believe this is the GT54, if I remember correctly, the GT54 transducer. And then right here, we just have our fuse, our black and red wiring. We got some heat shrink there. I already loaded it on. We just took a spade terminal. We plugged it directly into a Yak power outlet. Again, we just took this right off of the Ascend 133X, so it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm sure the other parts of the build series won't be explained in this video. Are gonna be pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be the install. It should be a pretty easy one, so let's get started now.
All right, guys, so I just pulled the battery out of the front hatch compartment here because we need to get access to this front scupper plug. So what this is actually the transducer. So we're gonna run our wires through here. So when you get this from Native, it comes with this cover on it and it comes with a gasket underneath it and a scupper plug. You can see probably the little pull cord there. So all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take these 2 screws out of it. I'm gonna pull this out so I can run all my wires down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow, that was in there pretty tight. All right, guys, so we got that front scupper plug out. Now, when you get the kayak, you get like a styrofoam scupper. You can use it. I don't know if it'll be as good as this rubber one. This one's very, very sticky and thick, so it'll fit right in that hole nice with a tight seal. So I think we're going to opt for the option of just drilling a bigger hole in the center of this, and I'm going to cut a slit down the side to run the transducer wire through. We only have to run 1 wire down there, so I'm just going to drill 1 3/8 hole through the center. I'm going to cut the slit, run the wire in it, and stick this back in there, and it should seal up real nice. So we're going to do that right now. I just got a very dull razor blade. And there's my slit, and then I'm just going to take a big drill bit. I don't recommend holding this while you drill it, but now to get that wire in there. So now we got our transducer here, and what we're going to do is we're going to stick this wire through the bottom. I'm going to feed it up and I'm going to put the scupper plug on it. We're going to run the wire all the way up so we got all the length on this side of the boat. Nothing excess is hanging down, so when he's going through weeds and stuff, it's not catching on anything. And then I'll stick the scupper plug in and then we'll figure out how we're going to mount our transducer down there. I believe there's a plate on these, so we'll see when we get down there.
So there's one set of 2 screws in here, and both of them have inserts on the back of the screw, just like every other native Titan screw. So all they're going to have you do is just pop these 2 screws out. This is not even a plate back here, which is perfect. It's in there a little tight once you get them out. Okay, it's out. So
They're not going to line up?
No, it's going to line up. I just don't know if the screw's going to be long enough.
Why not?
Look. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
All right, so just for the demonstration, guys, this is how big the screws are on that transducer area. They're really, really small, so we might have to step up to slightly bigger screws, but it's fine. It's not a big deal at all. So let's go find other screws. What's up?
I might have just had a genius idea.
What is it?
What about these screws?
What are those screws from?
From up top.
Let's try them.
All right, guys, so Connor just mentioned we might have to go to a hardware store to get some more screws. Well, I just had the genius idea. When you take off this plate inside of here that covers up the hole for the transducer wire to run up, they actually give you longer screws, the same thread pitch as the ones that you need to mount the transducer. So we're going to take these longer screws, switch them to the bottom to use on the transducer, and those two shorter screws we used for the transducer before are going to go to mount this plate. And they have plenty enough thread to mount this down without any issues at all. So now we're just going to hang the transducer with these two, and then we can start running the rest of the wires here. So let's do that.
Awesome. I think they did that on purpose because I'm still going the full length of that insert. Like I'm fully pressed into the screws. I might need the longer screwdriver now.
Okay.
Is it leaving too low? If not, I can go up a little bit.
Because this is.
I can go up.
Yeah, go up just a little bit, but you're gonna be plenty good.
It's crazy. This transducer area is massive. Like
yeah, because you can fit like mine. Remember my transducer?
Oh yeah.
I think it was like a foot long.
All right, so we're good. The transducer's mounted up in there. It's got enough clearance from the top here, so it won't catch anything. Yeah, let's head back up to the top. We'll install the head unit.
So now to clear the pedals on this kayak, we're gonna have to adjust this arm. We can adjust it better for where he wants it when he's on the water, but for right now, I might have to go back even further. But we'll see for now. We'll move this one way. I think that's probably about where you're gonna want it, somewhere in like that, so you can see it while you're on the water. Just avoid the spiders. Tighten this thing up, and that's good. All right, so now here comes all the wiring. Since we already had this fish finder in the last boat, this is going to be super simple. Pretty much just plug and play now. So we got the transducer mounted, as you saw. I'm going to pull all the slack from that. I'm going to run our new modified scupper plug down into this hole. Make sure it's wrapped around the wire good. Go as far as I can with it. So this is now virtually completely watertight, even with that hole in it. We got our plate that goes up on top of it, and we're gonna run the wires. You want to run them this side, right? Okay. So we're gonna stick our wires down onto our plate. We got our these are the ones from the bottom. They're short, but they do work in this. So just if you're installing this on your kayak and you're watching along, you don't actually have to go to the hardware store. Pete saved you. Okay, got one. Number two. Tighten that up good. That one does have a gasket on it as well, so you're good. And now your transducer wire runs right up, no issues at all. So here's what we're going to do next. This is our power feed wire that's going to go to our battery. It's going to come off the back of the fish finder here. I'm just going to set that to the side right now, up here. This bracket that comes on these native stock right here, this is for routing your wires, which is pretty cool. And you see this lip here is for also routing your wires. So I already unbolted this. It's just a couple of little flathead screws. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna run our wires off to the side. We're gonna actually stick our battery so we know where this is gonna go. Okay, so that's gonna go like this. It's gonna go like this, and we're gonna tighten this muchacho down. Now we got our battery in, about where it's gonna be. We got this strap into the battery like it needs to sit. Tighten this down. Nice and tight like. Now I got my wire. I'm gonna run it along the front of this, and I'm out here, and we're gonna have so much extra wire. So what I'm gonna do is actually so all I did there was I wrapped up all the transducer wiring. I got it nice and zip tied in here, and I took about the amount of length I think I'm going to need to run it to the back of the head unit here. So I'm just going to run one more zip tie on it just to make sure this coil stays nice in here. It's out of the way. It won't affect anything. And then I'm going to cut those zip tie ends off. Make sure they're tight. Now we got this one run to about the length we need. Now we can take our power wire. I'm gonna run it something like this so it's nice and looks good down here. And here. You can still get to it. All right, guys, so now we got this all connected. I'm gonna heat shrink this and we're gonna get this plugged in, make sure our fish finder turns on. All right, guys, so now I got these heat shrinked. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some electrical tape and I'm just gonna tape both of them up. They're not gonna touch each other, but this way I know that they're gonna be nice and neat in the boat and we won't have any rubbing going on inside the hull. So just take some electrical tape, go right around the two of them. All right, guys, now we got this electrical taped. I'm gonna take our number 1 off our yak power unit over here. I'm gonna plug them in together. And now if Connor would do the honors for me and press number 1 on his pad over there. And as you can see, the fish finder is all nice and lit up. So now all we gotta do is just tidy up these wires. The fish finder install is done. That was a really easy one. And yeah, just get everything reconnected.
Okay guys, so that's the install of the Garmin EchoMap UHD 93SV. I'll turn it on again just to show you booting it up, but there we go. So super easy, probably our easiest build series video so far. This is gonna be a great setup and it still clears all the propel drive stuff. Even when it's fully lifted up out of the water, it's still perfectly fine, so I'm not worried about it. This is gonna be a great setup for this coming year. And then we obviously got the transistor battery and stuff. Pete already showed you that. So again, this is a very easy one. The next one, the next build series upload is gonna be the complete opposite. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of it right now. Yeah, so that's gonna be the next build series upload. Just a little disclaimer. That's gonna be probably a longer video. We're gonna go really in depth on it. So it's probably gonna be the longest build series video of them all. So just a little disclaimer, that's gonna be a big video. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one though. And we'll see you guys in the next video when we install that memory guide. See you later.